Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Vladimir here. Today I'm going to talk about why you should never underestimate your opponent. Well, unfortunately, a few months ago, I'll say like maybe 3 to 4 months ago, had to learn this lesson the hard way. Even though I already knew this lesson, I chose to ignore it, and I had horrible results. It was a Saturday morning. My friends and I were playing basketball. We actually went to the court early in the morning between, I think we went at 10 a.m. and we were playing till maybe 1:30, and we were just like hanging out, having a good time. We played like a couple of games of 21 rough. It was typical balling, you know what I'm saying? It was lots of fun, lots of energy. And some kids came on the court, or some guys came to the court. And it was one really fat guy. Or one tall guy, but he was like very chubby. So he was like about 6'2". The fat guy was like around 5'6", 5'7". It was one skinny kid with like little dreads or something. And they went to the other end of the court. You know, the court has two ends, and they went to the other end of the court and they were shooting around. And then they said, "Hey, you guys want to play a 3-on-3?" And you know, at first I wanted to say no because I looked at them and I just said, these guys cannot ball. Like, they don't look anything like ballers or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I completely had no respect for them. Like, I just looked at them like they don't look like the balling type. They just look like trash. Pretty much I underestimated them. I was just like, you know, look at that one. He's missing his shots. He can't make layups. They look like clowns. I thought to myself, like, you know, I wouldn't get any better playing by these guys. So, you know, we pretty much said, like, nah, not really. So me and my friends went back to shooting around, hanging out and stuff. They asked us again. They said, "Hey, you wanna play 3-on-3?" And at this point, it's been 30 minutes, and they pretty much warmed up, and we weren't really doing anything else anymore. So we say, "Yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and play 3-on-3. Come on, let's go." We get into that 3-on-3, and I want to say that they beat us 15-2 or 15-3 or something like that. It was hell of embarrassing. It was extremely embarrassing. And the worst part was, before they came, my friends and I, we were dominating all over the court. Like, everybody was looking at us like, oh wow, like these guys could really play. But then when these guys came in, we completely let our guard down because we felt that just off basic principle, you know, we're better than them, so we shouldn't even try. And that's where we fell into the trap because we did not respect our opponent. So they beat us 15-2, and it was like a very bad beatdown. Like, number one, I don't think I scored any points that game. We were missing easy points. We were missing a ton of layups. We missed a ton of layups. I think we missed 10 layups, 10 putbacks, stuff like that. So. And there was this one kid with the dreads, like skinny kid. He was just running all over the court. He reminded me of Rip Hamilton, you know, going around screens. And it's 3-on-3, and he's just like running around. I was just like, I was thinking to myself, can my friend guard him? And there was like another guy on their team. He was like really fat, stocky. What I say, he was like 5'6", 5'7", and he was draining shots. Like, they would stretch the defense, and then he would get a wide open shot and drain it. He was draining. Even contested shot, he was draining them. But when he was practicing, he was missing a ton of them. So we took that L. And my friend, he sat there next to me. He said, he looked at me real close, and he looked to the left. He looked to the right. He said, and you know, we've been there for like 4 or 5 hours. We're already tired. You know, some of us were a little dehydrated. And he said, "Fuck this." I'm not leaving this court until I win. I beat them and I win a couple games. So now that we knew what we were faced with, and I laughed at him just like that. You know, I just said, you know, it was really bad. Now that we knew what we were faced with, we amped it up a little bit. You know, and it's funny because the guys that beat us, the weird combination, the group of guys, those 3 guys, you know, one was tall, was fat, one was skinny, and one was really fat. They lost the next game like by a landslide. I think that it was like 7 blowout or something like that. It was really quick. The game was like that. So we were thinking to ourselves, we just got beat by a bunch of guys that lost the game and whatever seconds flat. It's embarrassing. So we got, long story short, we got back on the court. We beat the guys that beat them. They had like a left-handed guy. The guy thought he was really good, but I locked him up real quick. And we beat those guys. And then we came back to face the same guys. And we went on like a 9-2 run. The game was 11, 9-2 run. They started coming back because once again we started falling asleep on our assignments, started getting lazy. You know, we felt like we were beating them. We felt like, okay, they know that we're the guys. But you know, we finished them off. It was like 11-9 or whatever the case is. And that story sticks out to me because a lot of times, like a lot of guys and kids, just people in general play basketball. Just because you think you're better than somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna manifest itself on the court. You have to actually go out and show why you're better than that person. And until you beat them, you know, you don't underestimate anybody. You see what I'm saying? Until you beat that person already, you know everything about them, don't ever underestimate them. I don't care if you're playing one-on-one against a 5-year-old or if you're playing one-on-one against an old man. Don't ever underestimate your opponent, because when you do, that's when you end up with a loss, like we did in the most embarrassing fashion. We avenged it, but you know, you might get on the court, it might be a tournament, and you taking things easy, and you can't avenge that. You lose the trophy, you lose out on money, and you lose out on pride, which sucks. You know what I'm saying? So for more content, check out my website, hoopsjunction.com. Follow us on Instagram at Hoops Junction, Facebook Hoops Junction, Twitter at Hoops Junction. This is Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.